GMO seeds?
Depends. Have they been certified to start selling in Kenya? But because that's the conversation, that's the debate going around the whole country. Because before they have to be certified. You know, we are still, the ban is still in place. The High Court overruled that it's still illegal to have a GMO, anything GMO within the country. Now, we do not have GMO seeds. Probably the only seeds we might be having that are GMO is the cotton seeds. Cotton seeds, and I think soya seeds, the ones that we might be having as GMO. But the others, like maize, I'm skeptical about if we have any GMO seeds, because before they even dock into the Kenyan ports, they have to go through a lot of tests and check.
But you see now, Mwakio, the issue here was that this argument was, if at all we embrace GMO as a country, the person who's going to be benefiting most is the person who's providing the seeds.
Yeah, why should you benefit by providing the seeds? Maybe expound on that.
You're going to make more profit.
Yeah, of course, people are there to make profits. But remember, some of these seeds cannot regenerate. Once it's done, it's grown. See, like you've heard that in genetics, animals from it might have like almost the same species, or their DNA could be almost 99 or 98% similar. If they interbreed, the offsprings normally cannot propagate, cannot reproduce. Like if you have a sheep and a goat, we have it's called a jeep. The children cannot be able to propagate to reproduce.
Yes.
Same as a zebra and a donkey, or same as it's a mule, yeah. Or same to mules and lions and tigers. Once the genes are mixed and they're not 100% the same gene, the offsprings cannot reproduce.
Wow. And
so that's part of altering. That's part of gene altering.
Gene altering.
Yeah.
Wow. And that is really quite interesting. Now, still on our dailies this morning, and we have that this is in Meru County, where farmers have done away with the middlemen, and this are the macadamia farmers. They don't want the middlemen, because they say they're buying the products at a cheaper price and selling it.
That is in
Tigania.
Tigania,
yes.
And Tharaka Nithi County.
Tharaka
Yeah, this story was there 3 weeks ago. And we were Jackie that day. We were discussing the same thing. At least this time they've become stronger. They said they're forming a cooperative, a group that's going to negotiate.
Actually, they have.
That's a good move. And this is what farmers should be emulating. Take advantage, create groups, negotiate. If you are not going to buy from so and so, you're not going to buy from so and so. If you want, come to us as a group.
Yes, because they're buying at 120 and selling at 150.
Yeah, that is actually exploiting, because
it's exploiting the farmers.
Yeah, that's macadamia. The other one was avocado.
Yeah,
the avocado. And then since avocado was still new, they used to come and say, your avocados are not of good quality that are needed in China. So because tunawahurumia, we'll buy it at 5 shillings. And they go and sell it at 30 shillings.
I think also we have the same issue in some areas of Makueni County with the mangoes, the apple mangoes.
Yeah.
Because you find someone buying them and exporting them, so they're exploiting the farmers as well.
Yeah, I'm told mangoes is $1 million industry.
Yes.
I need anybody with idea about mango farming can share in the comment section.
I'm sure Florence, please. Go back. I know you're watching us. Please tell us, mangoes. Have you started harvesting mangoes in your area?
I know somebody who does mango farming. He drives a V8.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Mwakio, you'll be traveling in those areas. Once you go, you'll find someone has taken a building and they're just having mangoes and they're being packed.
I'll be in Kibwezi in next week, so I want to go and visit the area.
Yes.
And see how it's doing. They're saying it's not raining there.
Kidogo tu.
Or it's because of World Cup or what?
Ni Morocco, ni game ya Morocco ilitupea attention.
I was being told I was in some parts of Nyanza a couple of last month, 2 months ago, or month.
Yes.
There's a certain function, and we were worried because I had looked at my phone app. I have this app that gives me the weather, and it's very important for everybody. If you're in farming business or
Yes.
if you're anything related to anything that touches on climate, you need to be having these apps. Have a weather app that informs you of your weather. Tell you, when I was somewhere out of in a developed nation, I came to realize these people really take advantage of the weather channels. Every morning I used to ask myself, so just tumezoea kuwatch maybe hizi talk shows politics in the morning, politics. So where I used to say with some fellows, before they leave the house, people when they're taking coffee, the weather channel is showing.
Okay. We just taking a short break. I'm sorry, Mwakio, to have cut you short. We're taking a really small break, a breather, sipping our coffee. But please do not go anywhere. We're going to come back with more about, Mwakio was telling us about Nyanza and weather, and tell us how important it is to also know your weather.
Agriculture is the art and science of cultivating the soil, growing crops, and raising livestock. Agriculture provides most of the world's food and fabrics. It is not only a source of food and income, but also creates employment opportunities for many people in the world. Over 1 billion people worldwide work in agriculture, generating 2.4 trillion for the global economy. The global impact of farming on the environment is revealed that 40% of the Earth's land is now given over to agriculture. Agricultural development is one of the most powerful tools to end extreme poverty, boost shared prosperity, and feed a projected 9.7 billion people by 2050. And we, the Our Farmers Media, roll the carpet for you as we welcome you to our thrilling farm visits to different farmers that educate and inspire you in different sectors in agriculture. Catch us also on our shows on all our social media platforms as we bring you educative and informative information that will help you learn and guide you on your agriculture journey to success. Our farmers attain knowledge and grow profits.
Welcome back, welcome back. And now we didn't even take a breather. We were discussing about Morocco and the game and how exciting it was. And Jackie, I know you're here and you just want to discuss. But I'll see you after I'm finished. But now I just want to have a quick mention. And did you know that aflatoxins is in peanuts, derived products, and animal byproducts. Now, aflatoxins are the most potent carcinogens and are known to cause liver cancer in humans and animals. And just to mention that the pathogen continuously colonizes and infects the new crop and produces aflatoxins. And infection severity increases when drought, high temperatures, and high humidity simultaneously occur. And now to learn more about this campaign, please visit the Markup Unido website, and we will also be sharing more info on our website at afarmers.com. That is www.afarmers.com, and we'll just get to tell you all about aflatoxins now. Back to you, Mwakio.
Yeah, so that takes us to our topic for today. We're talking about pollution, soil, environment, and all the effects to Africa.
Yes.
We started this discussion yesterday. We talked about the carbonic acid,
Yes.
the acid rain.
Acid rain, yes.
Yeah, and how soil degradation is actually a direct effect of our human activities. Right now, we cannot say it's actually about 99%. We leave that 1% for nature. And probably we've altered nature in one way or another. But soil degradation has really bad impact to the climate and overall to the lifestyle of human beings. Because without soil, no life.
Yes.
Our soils are our lives.
Yes.
And especially for countries that depend on farming, or on agriculture.
Yes.
If we have poor soils, we will starve.
We will not have food completely.
So soil is a very important resource that we need to make sure we protect by all means. Just a quick fact: do you know it takes more than 1,000 years to form 1 centimeter of soil?
Yes, is it the topsoil?
The topsoil.
Yes.
1,000 years.
Yes, I was reading that.
1 centimeter.
Yes, I was reading that in the Food and Agricultural Organization's page.
Yeah, and it only takes one activity for us to deplete that.
Wow, that I didn't know.
Yes.
So this activity, is it us? Are we the cause of it?
When you take your cows and let them eat the grass until leave the soil bare.
They overgraze. They eat and eat.
And then the soil will be, the wind will come, blow the soil, take it to another place. Not like we lose the soil, but it will be deposited somewhere else.
So where did we start? Where did this start, and when did it start? This land pollution. Did it just occur, or is it a build-up of activities that we've been doing and then they blow up on us, or they blow up on our face?
Now, do you know, when we talk about the build-up, we're basically looking at it twofold: our indirect activities and direct activities.
Yes.
We have activities that directly affect the soil, especially activities involving industrialization.
Yes.
Like we talked about yesterday, if you followed the show.
Yes.
We were discussing about... and by the way, for our viewers, this is a series that's continuing from yesterday through to Friday, because this is Soil Week. So we'll be discussing more about soil, degeneration of soil, until how can we be able to solve the issue of soil. We'll be discussing this on Friday or on Thursday, tomorrow.
It's up till Friday.
No, how we can now look at what is the way forward.
Oh, yeah. Tomorrow we'll be dealing with soil management, and then on Friday, soil regeneration.
So
it is like a build-up.
There's
hope. This is a university.
Yes.
And I thank God, because I am not the only one who's going to be receiving an invoice. Even you.
We were having an expert yesterday.
Yes.
I remember I saw the show on the way back.
Yes.
He gave us 1 or 2, 3 tips on soil health.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that he will be able to join us before the week ends, so that we can continue learning more.
Yes.
So now, one activity destroys something that a natural thing that has taken place for thousands of years. I
Yes.
mean, if you count 1,000 years, how many generations? The Mutinda generation imekuwa
Oh no. No.
you know, in
Is
in
it?
in Europe and probably in the Americas, people can only trace up to the 6th generation.
So up to the 6th, and the rest you cannot even
You
trace.
cannot. It's hard to trace your generation unless you go through something called the genome project. Yeah.
So now I'm just trying to imagine for 1,000 years, 1 centimeter. And imagine how long is a centimeter? Let me just, is it the size of, let me see with a pen.
This is a centimeter.
Oh,
this,
Lord.
this, you see this tip of a pen?
Yes.
The tip of this, where the blue part is, that's a centimeter.
So, okay, I am shocked. Did you know, and this is why we're just asking, what have you been doing that is killing your soil? Because if this takes 1,000 years to develop again,
And it will take one activity to destroy it in
so
10
imagine
years.
if you've overgrazed in probably 100 acres of land. How long is it going to take again for that area to develop that topsoil again?
I seriously do not have an idea. And remember, pollution, much of these pollutions are, the pollutions actually more within urban areas than the not so urban areas. But with industrialization and urbanization, we are seeing pollution, the land pollution, moving into new uncharted lands.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we thank God that Africa is not that urbanized, that industrialized for us to feel the effect of soil pollution.
Yes.
So we should be thanking God that it's still early. We can check on soil pollution as we continue to urbanize, because we are moving into new lands.
Yes.
So let's look at a situation where we are building a road. We've decided to go all the way to your place in
Kibwezi, yes.
and we want to build a road, or maybe your area MP or your governor decides, you know what, we want to build a road. I want to build a Maram road or a tarmac road into my compound.
Yes.
Because I'm the governor. So you can imagine the biodiversity that will be affected there. Excavation, use of chemicals such as
Yes.
tar, petroleum-based chemicals put in the soil,
Yes.
the oil, when all that affects the soil.
And actually, that reminds me that we have someone who's actually building. But in our area, we have so many, as I was telling you before, the volcanic stones. So for us, it's a hassle for just breaking the stones in order to get to the soil part.
But you still break it.
Exactly.
You still break it.
Yes.
But you still interfere with the whole system, yeah. And by doing that, you see, there are things like, do you know, ants? We have ants. We have so many insects that are out there to help in helping breaking the soil, turning the soil into humus. Yeah.
Yes.
So if we affect the biodiversity, we won't even have this. You know about the worms? What worms do?
Yes.
Earthworms.
Yes,
Earthworms are
earthworms.
very instrumental in creating humus. So if we affect all this, we are affecting the biodiversity. We are affecting
yes.
composition of soil. So human activities are directly linked to issues that degrade soil, and we are directly linking it to probably our activities to develop, to industrialize, to create. If we are creating new lands for agricultural activities, like we ban, you know, those people who still ban their land.
Yes.
We plow and then we leave it. After plowing, we leave it untilled.
And by the way, why is it banned? Because I find someone just banning this area and they're trying to anazima moto on one area, so they just want to ban this area. Why
It's called carbonification, yeah.
Carbonification. Hey, I'm telling you, this bill, the bill for this month, it's going to be a lot.
Part of, they believe when you ban this, you actually getting some of these nutrients into the soil. By banning some of this, you're breaking them down. You see what happens when you ban, let's say, a material. You break it down into component
Yes.
elements. Yeah, some of these elements we are taken to the soil, and their nutrients are direct nutrients to the soil.
I'm sorry, just to divert. So this means that after the burning, now they take time and they plant again in the same piece of land.
Yeah. So they believe that by burning,
Wow.
you're getting nutrients from all the biomass that you've burnt there.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. So go and read that.
I will. I
was
will.
I saw that being done lots in Mauritania. Mauritania is where people still do practice a lot of that. And Mauritania is a big, vast land. Yeah.
And so someone was saying, I was trying to read yesterday, and someone was saying that what we are doing currently in terms of land pollution and climate change, it is like we are causing ulcers to the soil. We're
Yeah.
giving it scars.
So the soil is a skin. I remember I read it somewhere.
Yes.
From your write up.
Yes.
The soil is a skin. You need to get a good care of your skin.
Just the way I moisturize and
like us
you
men,
clean.
we wake up and
No, you
go to the shower. I think God also knows how to balance these things, because you'll put on, you dress up, nini, and you'll go. You don't even care about. Last time nilipaka mafuta, God knows when. God knows when.
Wow, I think
I think that sometimes it's good to let your skin be natural, so that the oils and whatever that your skin contains also fights some of these things that are invented.
no, Mwakio, you cannot.
I'm not a dermatologist,
How now?
but you have to let nature take its course.
Aye, but you will look ashy and white.
those people who used to do that before we discovered these oils and whatnot, our forefathers used to walk like that.
But you see now, currently, I am a victim of oil, because I think in my bag right now, I have 3 different types of, 2 types of lotion.
I cannot. Not only you, I can name so many people if you come a warehouse.
But you see, it's something in us. I just go to the washroom. When I come out, I just wash my hands. When I get home, I think I have also, I can say that I have different types of soap. There's
Yes.
one for my face and one for my body. So in the morning, there's the one I use. In the evening, when I get home, there's the other type I use. And this, I mean, we just have to take care of ourselves. It's the natural one, but the idea of going without some lotion and all these things, they even make your skin feel good.
Remember yesterday we talked about the issue of widespread pollution
Yes.
that can affect our region, let's say like Kitengela, where we
Yes.
have emerging factories, and more factories are being built as we speak within the Kitengela area, Mombasa Road, and all the other places.
Yes.
Now, what happens to this? It causes widespread kind of pollution to the environment. It's called the air, water, and land kind of pollution, which are interrelated. Remember when we talked about acid rain?
Acid rain, yes.
And then we also talk about landfills, dumping of chemicals. We can, like some of these companies, just dump their waste either directly to the lakes or to the rivers or some of them just dump it to the soil. Some of these, thanks to NEMA, there's a check, but before there never used to be a check. So many places became polluted. There's a lake in the US. Is it? I've forgotten that lake that was contaminated so much with mercury, and that people there were really affected. I think I'll discuss that tomorrow, and how such pollution can end up affecting the whole the whole ecosystem. Just one single pollution.
And that reminds me, I was checking something with Australia. I think that is one of the countries that interests me. And I saw that we also have some bits where it's like not really an ocean, it's just like a swamp, but it's pink. We have others that are pink and others that are blue. Not really blue, but they say the pink one, there's a certain chemical and there's a reaction that changes it to be that color.
Oh, okay. That's worth going to read more about it. I'll definitely. So according to FAO, the most common causes of soil contamination, according to FAO, by human activities, industry, mining, military activity. Remember I talked about it yesterday?
Yes, military activity, yes. Even the day before yesterday.
Yeah, and waste. Waste, we talk about sewer waste, some waste from, especially waste from things like, what do you call it, tanning companies, where they make from beef companies to tanning companies. They use a lot of chemicals,
Yes.
which are very, very dangerous to the soil. So military, we talked about the gunpowder. Every
Yes.
time they gunpowders have lead, and those are very dangerous. Lead poisoning will give you cancer. And I still pity that lady who actually bought land from an unscrupulous person, and the land wasn't doing anything because it was contaminated. And that is where, and if anybody has the same problem, if you know somebody who has the same problem where your land is not doing, you're trying to do something to your land,
But it's not giving.
and probably you've put fertilizer there, and you're seeing it's still having the same problem.
Yes.
Make sure you do a soil check immediately. Soil check. You might be operating with a very contaminated soil. Might be having chemicals that you do not even understand. There's some chemicals that can be in your soil and you do not know. Some chemicals such as lead, you know, lead, these very hard metals, like mercury and whatnot. This can find its way to your plant, and it find its way to your bloodstream. And you know the resultant in your bloodstream, you get yourself cancer. So that is why they say, and FAO is actually advocating for people to do soil tests, just to be safe, just to be sure what you are dealing with, because you never know what's happening with industrialization, with lots of agricultural activities, with unchecked chemical use. You do not know what lies in your soil. You might
And actually-
plant your soils, you might plant your vegetables, you eat, kumbe you're eating poisonous hard metals.
And Makio, we have a question here from Florence. She's asking, what might be causing trees to dry up? Maembe na machungwa zilikauka hapa kwa shamba, almost 20 trees.
Maji, water. If it's not raining, check if you're applying enough. Just use humus. Ni mavi ya ng'ombe is enough. Cows or goat or sheep waste can do. But basically, that I know maembes don't need much water, but sometimes they dry up because of any water too. They might dry up because of water. But have you seen other things growing? Like if other things are growing there, like if mboga skuma is growing and your nenis are not growing, then you have a reason to worry.
She's saying her orange trees and the mango trees.
Yeah, they're drying.
Yes, they're drying up, both those two. Almost 20 trees.
Has she been putting water? If she's been putting water, Pia, because the more they grow, the bigger they grow, the taller the roots, and the widespread it is. The water, they need more water. So that also can be a problem. If not, we need to see. I think I liked something you said. You can send me pictures on my Facebook. You can DM me and send a picture of probably the leaves.
Yes.
How the leaves look like. They might have wilted. They might be lacking some certain nutrient, probably nitrogen. We never know. But just pick a picture of the leaves. Maybe later on you show us. We can be able to. We are. Yesterday was Diagnostic Tuesday. Diagnostic Tuesday. Sometimes, if you are a viewer and you want some diagnosis done, you can also be sending your pictures. Tell us. We ask the experts. So you can send your picture to us. We look at, maybe we can diagnose. We see what could be the issue. Probably it might be just water. Water is probably not sufficient. It's making them dry up, or probably some deficiency we do not know. Maybe calcium, maybe nitrogen. Maybe what we want to see from seeing the leaves. Just the leaves enough to tell us.
To take care of that.
Yeah.
And now, just a quick one before we go for our break. Now, we see that soil pollution has been changing, and now it's more of over the years from what we have been doing. Is it right to say that we have gone so deep into the soil pollution, such that our remedies, what we're trying to do is not as much as we are supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Like we have overgrazed, but once we get to regeneration and trying to heal the soil, we are taking one step back, 3 steps backwards. One step forward, 3 steps backwards.
The problem with us these days, we are no longer patient. We want to do. That's why people rush into agriculture without the patience. They want results, immediate results. You see, soil regeneration is not something that you'll say you'll do it within a day or 2 days or 1 week or 2 weeks. It takes time. It takes time to heal your soil. So as much as you've destroyed your soil, give it time to heal. Nature always heals itself. Nature has a way of balancing itself. You can do this, or you can help in regenerating the soil. There are so many ways, which probably we'll be discussing in our later subsequent
Discussions, yes.
soil rejuvenation. But still, try to limit the activities that cause all this soil damage. All the activities that cause. We've talked about the erosion. We've talked about overgrazing. We've talked about poor agricultural activities. We've gone into industrial activities where human beings have decided to do industrial activities that affect the weather, that affect the soil, the water, even the air that we breathe. All these end up affecting the soil. And once we affect the soil, we affect the whole ecosystem, everything, including all the insects that are very instrumental in keeping the biodiversity running.
Okay. So in short, there is no quick fix when it comes to soil pollution.
No quick fix.
There is no quick fix.
Yes.
Okay. And on that,
you can put malaria sahi. You get malaria or you get COVID, yeah? You think you'll go to the hospital and tell the doctor, I want to be healed tomorrow. Give me a medicine that tomorrow I'm back to work. You'll be told, go and rest, take a lot of drinks and relax. Let your body heal on its own. But some of these medicine are just to help assist your body fight the germs. Almost 80 or 90% is your body fighting the germs. These are just boosters. The medicine you take are just boosters to help you heal faster. Yeah, that's why unasikianga they've been given some medicine, especially for cough or for cough or for sore throat or for flu. We're told it will make you drowsy. Why? They want you to go and sleep, let your body fight.
Do not operate machinery. I like that when it comes to some medicine.
Yes, it just wants you to rest and let your body do the needful. So all these things, God created us in a way that is so fascinating, because it is us who are interfering with the perfect creation that we found. Yeah.
Yes.
So we cannot destroy, and we need a quick fix. We destroy and try to assist it fixing itself. Yeah. Adjustment.
Yes.
And that's why I keep telling people. I borrowed this from my professor. The moment human beings are wiped out from the face of the planet, the world will flourish very well. The world will flourish very well. Yeah,
so this means that human beings are the biggest danger to the environment.
Yes, we are the biggest danger to all living creatures.
And there you have it. Now we're just going on a very short break, but we will be back and we'll discuss the consequences of soil pollution. Consequences of soil pollution right here on Our Farmers Media Breakfast Show. Now keep the comments coming. Florence will, as you have heard, please send us a photo of those trees on our social media platforms, and on Facebook, Our Farmers Media, on Twitter at Our Farmers Media, on YouTube, Our Farmers Media, and on Instagram, Our Farmers_media. We're going on a short break, but we will be back with more.
Pesticides that can no longer be used become waste. Expired and unwanted pesticides can build up over time and present risks to the environment and public health. Here are a few guidelines on the proper disposal of pesticide containers. Do not reuse pesticide containers. All pesticide labels carry information on proper use and disposal. You are especially advised to never use pesticide containers to carry or store other items, especially food or drinks. Some containers can be placed in household disposal bins, while others need specialized disposal.
Disposal of pesticide waste depends on the facility that you have. For example, we have large-scale farmers, the flower farms and large-scale vegetable growers. We also have another category for manufacturers, repackers, agrovets, and spray service providers and pest control operators. All those categories have different specifications for their disposal, depending on how much pesticide waste you generate from your facility.
Do not burn or bury pesticide containers unless the label says so. Buried chemical waste can contaminate soil and leach into surface or groundwater, while burning pesticides and containers may release highly toxic fumes. Do not pour leftover pesticides down the sink, into the toilet, or down a sewer or street drain. Pesticides may interfere with the operation of wastewater treatment systems or pollute waterways.
Currently, we have 2 companies that have been licensed to manage, or rather not really to manage, but to dispose pest control products waste, whereby the only method that is used, which is very effective, is incineration. And for the agrovets, for example, it has been a challenge for disposal of waste, but we have been advising the agrovets to collect all the empty containers from the farmers and hand them over to Pest Control Products Board during inspections, and we are ready to facilitate that.
It is recommended to only send triple rinse pesticide containers to sanitary landfills or recyclers. Triple rinse the container with clean water, puncture it and flatten it, and dispose of it as per national or county regulations. Pesticide residues that are allowed to harden and congeal on the surfaces of the container or its cap are much more difficult to remove. They often require physical abrasion and much more rinsing liquid. Rinsing immediately when the pesticides are still liquid is quick and easy. However, never puncture a pressurized aerosol container, as it may explode. The cleaning of containers has many advantages, therefore it should be encouraged. Rinsing saves money. The environmental advantages are: a properly rinsed container minimizes the risks of contamination to soil, surface water, and groundwater. Farmers should attend available training on good agricultural practices and pesticide use within their counties. Remember, proper usage of pesticides leads to a healthy and wealthy nation. Food safety is everyone's responsibility, starting with the farmer. Dawa bora, mazao bora.
Welcome back to Afama's Media Breakfast Show, and I have been joined by someone here, very special guest this morning. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, hi, good morning, how are you? My name is Jackie Mo. It's quite a very cold morning, and I was hoping to get some coffee in the studio, but then yes, I'm very glad to be here.
I'm glad that you're here too, because we're going to be continuing this discussion about soil pollution. And before I get there, I want to know, which side were you on yesterday?
Aish. that a question?
No, it is. I want to know. Like, I want to know right now, because if you don't tell me,
I was on Morocco
show is
side.
ending.
I was on Morocco side. Yes.
Morocco side.
Yes.
Okay.
We had our fingers crossed. We had some certain guy called Abdulaziz of Kokoli, and he was watching the match in Arabic. You can imagine. Have you ever watched a football match with an Arabic person?
How now?
That those people can Ankara Messi.
So what is Ankara Messi? Okay, what is that? The only thing I remember I saw was when the World Cup was starting, and a certain Arab guy who was on TikTok, he was doing this, and then he's just checking and wondering, why? What are you really doing? That is just what I saw.
We
but
are interesting creatures. Like,
very.
Throughout the match, I just kept laughing because his facial expression, and then with us, you're like, oh shit. But then when something happens, they say it, then when did he buy? But then he says it in Arabic. So there are like so many words he said, and probably it's just a sigh.
But
like,
I feel like where I live, I feel like it was also like that. We need to tell the landlord, please just put a big screen and everyone comes outside, because every house there was a match, and I could hear people just stomping on the ground, and it's like that for every house. So we just need to come together and see our madness. We measure the madness as the whole apartment.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll probably ask Noah to put a screen here for farmers during our Farmers Connect.
Oh yeah, and
We have farmers just come and watch the football match, and
yes, and I don't know if you've experienced people who, when the ball is being kicked, they also kick, and they're not inside the field, but they're kicking the ball.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But Morocco is not in Africa, so
It is where?
that is Mwaki actually told me that yesterday, and there's a time they applied to be in the European nations.
But I'm seeing here there's a story of Morocco became the fourth African nation in the history of the World
According
Cup
to them, you
to
see,
qualify for the quarterfinal. Only Morocco is where?
it's in
Asia.
Africa.
Hey, you almost made my mind to start thinking otherwise.
I know, that was the idea. That was the idea. And now,
Yes.
and now just let's leave football, because we will be chased from here, because soil pollution is something that we have to talk about. It is a ticking time bomb. It is a danger that we have been walking. Imagine stepping on the soil that that you have affected with your human activities.
Yes.
And you don't know that it is going to blow up in your face.
How don't you know?
Because sometimes, out of ignorance, people do not know what they're doing.
I wouldn't call it ignorance. I would call it misinformation. Because most of, probably from the webinar that we had on Monday, it was very loud and clear that most of the farmers are even unaware of how to spray pesticides on their farms. And even the kind of pesticide they use, they don't know exactly what they are putting on their farm. So you cannot call that ignorance. It has to, when you're ignoring something, it means you already know what you're doing. You know you're doing it, and you know it is wrong, and you still go ahead and do it. But misinformation is you have something, you don't know exactly what it is. You've just been shown this is how you mix the chemical, and then this is how you apply it on the farm, but you are not sure what that chemical is. Yes, so there's misinformation.
So
when
on
it comes
your
to
end,
soil
it is
pollution.
misinformation.
For some farmers, for most of the smallholder farmers. But there's these big farmers, the ones who wanasema ati they are doing CG conservation agriculture, CG regenerative agriculture, even organic farming, by the way. As much as we believe that it's the healthiest way of farming, even with organic farming, there is an amount of chemical from that organic matter that you need to mix with water for it to be suitable to be used in the soil. Yes.
So on your end, it seems like it's misinformation and people just ignoring the facts.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because as much as you're misinformed, why would you go ahead? Like, which example can I give you?
Please look for one. I am here waiting.
This misinformation is, yes, I'll give you an example of ZP. ZP does not eat meat. She has an allergy of meat. So, but she doesn't know exactly what kind of allergy it is. Yeye anajuanga tu akikula nyama inamreactia. Ukimuuliza unapatanga rashes? No. Tumbo inakuuma? No. Kichwa inakuuma? No. Then why are you not eating meat? You get. So she has the information that meat is inamreactia, but she has not gone a step further to find out if I consume this meat, this is how it is going to react, and this is the kind of allergy that I have. Yes.
And again, to know what type of meat is it.
Is it red meat, white meat?
White meat, yes. Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
So
I am getting the idea, but still, I am still here and where people overgraze and you have your kettle and umeleta ng'ombe hapo zimekula nyasi and then you move to the other area. So is that also, is that ignorance or that is lack of an option? Because clearly sometimes you have nowhere else to feed your kettle.
Now you see that one now comes with policies that have been put in place. Because right now with the current state of affairs in Kajiado County, the issue of drought, most of the pastoralists have been advised to reduce the number of cattle because the amount of pasture they have on their farms cannot sustain the number of animals they have. And then there was that policy that was passed. A long time ago, they used to work with the animals. I know you come from the Ukambani regions. Do you see the Maasai people with animals nowadays?
Actually, yes. And just before we went for the break, Makio was telling me that they came from Kajiado, they went to Tanzania, and then they went around wakatokea Sultan, so now they are back again. So from Sultan they come with the highway and they're back again to Kajiado. So we see them passing by with their cattle. Okay.
Yeah. So those policies are now being implemented because most of the pastoralists are being told not to work with the animals because in some way it's our form of soil pollution. Because you can imagine the soil that is in TZ is not the same soil that is in Emali, it's not the same soil that is in Nairobi and in Kajiado. The pests, you can imagine all these animals as they continue walking, there are pests and diseases that they're gathering around. So all these come back to our environment. Yes. So the policies that are being put in place is let the animals stay in one place, accommodate the animals that you can be able to feed, and the issue of growing hay. Even grazing is a form of soil pollution.
And is that really workable? Considering this person, because I understand, I have a little bit of an idea from the Maasai culture that once you become, for the boys now, once you start becoming a man and you're still a young boy, there's the herd that you're given.
Yes.
And those are your cattle. So if they increase, that is your own herd. So assuming you are like 6 brothers, everyone has their own herd. So how are we going to just get them to reduce the number? For me, that seems, because that is like taking them from their tradition. Ni kama unaambia mtu hii sasa hii maneno yako ni old school. Tunataka,
as much as it is old school, let me tell you, if you walk on the streets of Kajiado right now, you'll get to see the reality on the ground. There are so many animals that are lying on the ground dead. And you ask yourself, where did... Even there's a conversation I was having with some bike guy, and he was asking, mpaka ifike ile point where you're seeing those animals are growing thin, like you can even count the ribs. You can imagine what this farmer has been doing. Mpaka akacha that animal to get to that point. Because if you are in a situation where there is drought, and you're seeing your animals are growing limb by the day, the best option is sell it off, wait for the rainy season, buy new animals, which you can be able to feed. But you cannot keep this. These Maasais have like 700 cattle. From these 700 cattle, you'll find like 400 of them have died because of drought. Why not sell them before the drought hits you?
That reminds me, there was a time someone called me and told me, si wewe uko Kitengela, nasikia ng'ombe mzima uko ni 500, si ununue tu.
Alafu people don't even get to understand. You can buy this cow at 500 shillings, but let me tell you, It's a discussion that we just have, and one of our colleagues asked, now if you buy this kettle, they've been they've been lacking, let's say, water for a whole week. So imagine you've gone to some place and you've stayed without taking water for a whole week. Then you're taken to a place where there's a lot of water.
Well,
that animal will suffer shock and die.
Exactly. And then again, I think from the way we are built, it takes time. Hata ukizoea kukula chakula kidogo, ukipewa mingi utakula.
Ama unaweza kula hiyo mingi na ubust.
Pate
constipation.
Wacha maneno ya kubasta.
But the idea is it's about time that for people need to start practicing good practices, because let's say yes, these people are allowed to graze their animals on the land. You have 700 to 1,000 cattle and you have a quarter acre of grass.
Yes.
Will it be able to sustain this 1,000 herd?
How?
And you can imagine they have many cows, they have sheep, they have goats and chicken.
Yes. But then
there's one I saw who has 700 goats and 500 cows.
Wow.
Yesterday. And he was like now moving them to Sultan Ahmad.
And how are they
physically?
Like, how are they thin? Are they a bit plump kidogo? How?
They are moderate because he has been moving around. He buys hay from wherever. He's just been moving around. He said he'll not move the cattle. He's the one who's now moving. He's mobile. He goes everywhere.
Yes,
because buying these hay, rice, wheat. Yes.
Because Moke was telling me that even the cattle zile zilitoka side ya Tanzania, right now they are big, they are huge. Because in those areas, see, there's rain and
because
they
are bordering Mount Kilimanjaro.
Lakini, let me take you back again to the reducing the number of herds. How is that workable?
There's no need of having 1,000 cattle when your farm or when the amount of feed that you have can only feed 10.
Explain that to me like I'm a 2-year-old, how you will approach someone, assuming that now Mimi, I have my children, I know that my culture lazima nikuwe na ngombe mingi. Explain that to me, how you're going to convince me, like how do you convince that person?
Have you ever tried practicing broiler farming, poultry farming?
Yes, and they died, and I don't like it.
Why did they die?
I don't know.
I
didn't want to find out.
You didn't give them enough food.
There was a lot of food.
You didn't give them enough
food. There was a lot of food. Lakini zile zilibaki nilikasirika because it was at home, and at that time I was still in third year. So I told them, kuleni.
How many poultry did you have?
I had like 100 zile tulikuwa tunaletewa. They were being brought by Kenchik. So you brought 100, then the other week 100, and the other week 100. Yeah.
So how many died?
Let's say 50.
50.
The others survived, and they were quite huge, and they were okay.
Yes.
Because again, my mom put aloe vera and water, and I don't know what, and there's that, she tried something, they actually did work, but
how did you feel when you were told the 50 had died?
I felt bad, and imagine that time I had my continuous assessment test, it's school, it's stressful, and you're told you're chicken, and I had already done mathematics, what I want to buy with the chicken, you know.
So what was the first thing that came into your mind when you first heard the news of the poultry had died?
Well, at first they didn't tell me how many. They just told me they see something is not right with them. Just a bunch of them. Then it went like that, and then it used to happen in the morning. So in the morning they've gone. They find them just dead. And then it was costly because lazima uweke stima, siju uweke nini,
buy hizo brooders, feeders, siji maji.
Yes.
And then siji there's the medication.
And then I had constructed the house. I put something. Then there's the chain link, and there's mabati, and they have a place for patching. The construction is still there. Yes, it is still there. But
I'm imagining when the first thing that came into your mind when you were told about the probably they were sick, and you were told zinakufa tu kila siku ukiamka zinakufa.
Unapata vifaranga.
You felt like giving up.
I literally gave up. But you see, the difference here comes in that hiyo ni kitu nili practice. Like, it's something that I got into. Now, imagine if...
it's just the same feeling, imagine.
I know it's
the same feeling because myself, I tried rabbits. And, rabbits are so nice. When they see you, they come with their nose, picking, and then the way they hope. One day I came from work and I found my rabbits had been scratched by a cat. They had died. They were just lying there. And
Why was the cat with the rabbits? That is my first question.
No, they were in their house. Probably the cat came, probably the house girl left the door to the rabbit open and the cat came in and I don't know, that's the explanation I was told, and that was the end of me and rabbit farming. It's the same case with the Maasai people. Yes, it is in your culture, but climate change cannot be changed right now. We are seeing the adverse effects. If we cannot change the climate, it is us to change our traditions and our habits and our ways of doing things. The best way is reducing the animals we have. If the crops you're growing in our farms are not doing well, try diversification. If sukuma wiki is not growing, why not try grow terere? Why not grow kunde? Because these are drought resilient crops. And you'll find by us doing whatever we are doing, changing our ways of doing things, we'll also work on mitigating the effects of climate. And you'll find, terere and kunde are good components for the soil. They add nitrogen to the soil. So you'll find probably the sukuma wiki was depleting the soils. So if we change our mindset, you'll find you've grown kunde. In the long run, you've actually helped the soil to regenerate. Yes, and we'll find like in the next 10, 15 years, once we've changed our habits and our way of doing things, we'll also be working on mitigating the effects of climate change and helping improving our soils and reducing pollution on soil and air.
I like that, but I would like to see it in like convincing them, because I find that convincing them even right now to stop pastoralism. Yes, that
pastoralism.
One. Pastoralism. Yes, that one. For them to stop that, it is quite a hurdle.
Stopping will not be easy.
Or
will
reducing.
Not be easy. It's like you're going to Kisii County and telling them don't eat bananas.
Oh no.
Or go to Luya community, tell them now because there's no maize.
Rice is the staple food.
Hapo sasa
you'll be stoned to death.
ati okule ugali ya mchele kwa kisiaki.
Yes.
Maandamano hiyo.
Now, thank you. 30 days of maandamano.
Starting when?
Why do you want to go?
I need ngojea kwanza.
And actually, security has been provided as well.
There's security?
Yes.
What kind of security?
By the GSU, by the armed forces, everyone.
Are you sure there's going to be security?
Yes, the Interior the Security Cabinet Secretary has said that. And actually the President yesterday, or is it the day before yesterday, so that he also said that he will talk to the Interior Security Cabinet Secretary so that they say when and where and how many days they'll be going for the protests, so that security can be provided. But this is so that they cannot destroy the property.
People's properties.
Yeah, people's property.
We shall see. We are just waiting to be given the schedule for the maandamano.
Yeah, sisi tuko back left, eh?
Watu watakuwa wananingojea, lakini Jamhuri Day lazima tutatokelezea hiyo base.
Okay.
Tungoje tu hiyo base.
Now that we're still talking about that pastoralism and land pollution, consequences or the effects of this, we see that industrialization is one of them. But again, we see that most of the counties right now are being industrialized, and towns. They are turning into industries.
Yeah.
Is that not also something we need to reduce?
We cannot...
Like we need to just stop somehow, because you find an industry here, another one here, another one here, one making hair, other one ceramics, the other one is on they're making leather products, you see, it's so many and in one area.
I don't think there's a way we can stop industrialization, because at the end of the day, things need to be manufactured, you know. But these industries need to come up with new mechanisms of how they do things. Probably if you're using a lot of chemicals, find a way of disposing them off. You know, as you're talking about soil and air pollution, all these chemicals are usually drained back to the Indian Ocean. And the Indian Ocean is what gives source to water to all of us. So you can imagine if we have more than 1,000 industries in one county, and all these chemicals are taken back to the ocean. So I think there needs to be mechanisms of how we make use of the waste that comes from the industries, and even the products that are the raw materials that are being used in manufacturing these products, these finished products, should be of good quality that do not destroy the environment.
And I think now now that you've mentioned waste, I think we have a very big problem with waste management.
Yes.
Yes. Because when you visit different counties, even in Nairobi County, even though the Nairobi governor said that he's going to deal with that.
How?
Ask me another.
Have you ever visited Nairobi River?
Not even Nairobi River, Mudhuru area.
All this
and
waste,
you're just getting into town.
All this waste is usually drained into the Nairobi River. Like sometimes, even when I'm walking in, there's this place of Allsops, that part of the river passes there, and you find people literally throwing garbage into the river. Yes. And you look at them like, seriously, did you just do that?
And then sometimes it even gives you a scare. You find that just besides the river, at the river banks, we have the mboga, the mchicha, very healthy ones.
Very healthy ones.
And then they're plucked, alafu someone records and tells them, hizi ndio mnauziwa. So it even gives you a scare of, am I eating healthy or am I just polluting? It's not even poisoning your body. Am I polluting my body? You know. I'm serious.
You say polluting. You probably take a break and meditate.
Yes,
imagine when you gasp.
Yes, that is my concern, because because now imagine eating that. That is not even poisoning. That is not poisoning, and that is why we are asking land pollution. Are we killing Africa? We're going on a short break. We will be back. Please keep the comments and the questions coming in on all our social media platforms. We're going on a short breather, but we will be back.
Best exercises when it comes to, even when you want to export, one of the things that they normally ask is your acidity level. So see, wataki upeleke crop huku iko na high acidity for them. It's temperature sensitive. You know, it's a hormone. It's like a plant hormone. It's alive. It's alive. Oh, okay, you're right. It's frozen. What it does is that inafanya kama hiyo ni ya
Oh, zile za vitu za nini?
So, what trichodema is like no rat. For you, it has worked well for you. Hey, both ways. Oh, there's also 2019, 6 months. Because Cyprian Nyakundi called me and asked me, hey, boss.
Hello, my name is James Njuguna. I'm the Vice Chair Kajiado Beekeepers. Today you're watching our Farmers Media, and I would like you to know that there is sweetness beyond these things.
Nice.
Welcome back, and holiday season is here with us. And we know that families are busy, very busy, looking for a good place to unwind and have fun. Now, there's a place that you're looking for, and that place, you've actually found it. And this is Athi Resort in Athi River, and they have good facilities. They have good food, good ambience, and a secure place for kids to play. And not forgetting their luxurious rooms that are well equipped. They have Wi-Fi, and this is your home away from home. Please visit it, and please you have to send us a feedback at about your experience at Afamas Media. At Afamas Media, please let us know. Did you enjoy it? Did you use the Wi-Fi? Did you swim? And I just want to I can see the photos right there. And Jackie Mo.
I've actually visited the Athi Resort. So I was there over the weekend.
Oh, so you went without me?
I asked you, where are you taking me?
God,
you
you're
refused.
good.
You refused to say something.
God, you're good.
And I
because
asked you to bring me Ndonga.
God, you're good because you make people confess, even without me asking. You see, you went without me. Okay, I'll go for 2 weeks without you.
For 2 weeks?
Yes.
I'll follow you. Where you go,
By force.
I follow.
Where,
I
by
will
fire,
follow
by
you.
force.
The experience I had there, my friend, the nyama choma.
Wow, please tell us.
The nyama choma.
Uh-huh.
Hey, it's on another level.
Did you swim? That I told you before. Did you swim?
I love red swimming pools. So theirs is
What do you
blue.
mean red?
Theirs is blue.
There's red.
Yes, there's a red swimming pool.
Why is it red?
Just for fascination.
Okay. Please keep the questions and the comments coming on.
But the meat there and the music,
Really?
you should visit that place on a Saturday afternoon. Hey.
Monday is a holiday. So if I start, I'm doing and I'm
Oh, you're
writing
doing the
notes.
calculation.
Yes.
Okay.
If I start on Friday,
Yes.
up till Monday.
Yes.
Oh my God! And Jackie, do not follow me.
Hey, niko hapo.
I'm very categorical.
Mi ndio nabeba suitcase. I'll be on
Yangu iko na
your porter
ni
for
ile
that day.
Nile ya kwenda
No problem. Wewe tu kazi yako itakuwa tu kuchat kwa simu, take selfies kwa hizo beautiful sceneries, like kuna matu umbrellas to
Why will I
gazebos.
hustle and you'll have followed me? You will take me photos.
Very well. Sasa sunono umenipea kazi. Niko ready.
Okay.
Tunaenda kazi ya saa ngapi hadi saa ngapi? Nianze kumekoda. Unajua uko lazima unapiganga simu ndio nyama inaekelewa. Ukifika nyama iko ready.
Check your email. I'll send you an email with the itinerary. Is it called that?
Itinerary.
Yes. Order of events.
Yes.
As we visit the Athi Resort, please send us your experience on www at Afamas Media, and that is on our website. Let us know how your holiday was, that in the home away from home.
You can also comment on our Facebook page at Afamas Media. You can also text us on 0700 293031.
Yes. And now back to pollution. Soil pollution.
Soil pollution is a big topic that we can never finish. There's the issue of crop management, and there's the issue of livestock management. There's the issue of industrialization. Our day-to-day activities. There's the issue of deforestation.
Yes.
Soil erosion, because now people have cut down trees. Like here in Kitengela, I'm sure probably like 10 years ago, this place used to be a forest, because as you go towards the sides of Namanga, the trees are still there, the acacia trees.
Actually.
And yesterday we were at those sides, the trees are now green. 2 weeks back, those trees had dried up completely. But now, since it has been raining a bit, the trees are green.
Actually, surprisingly enough, I don't know if you know where Masai Discovery is. Just before you get there, there's Yarabi Salama, this transport company. Someone was telling me that the first time they came to Kitengela, that is where Kitengela was.
No.
Yes.
And then?
Right now we are everywhere. There's buildings everywhere. And the road
No, explain, as in Kitengela was
ilikuwa
that
imefika
side.
hapo mwisho. Like hiyo ndio ilikuwa mwisho kwenda hivi, there were no buildings. and going on your way to town, and from town now going to Kajiado, there were no buildings. That was the landmark for that area.
What?
And that, yes, it was like on the left side, and on the right side it was just people used to graze there. It was just trees.
Yeah.
So imagine if all those buildings have been built there, how many trees have been cut?
Thousands, millions, and
Millions of
millions
trees.
of trees. And by the look of things, more trees have been cut down.
Of course.
Due to urbanization, many people are now saying, oh, si tumehamia Nairobi, we've gone to Kisaju, we've gone to Akina Mokio here. They don't know that there was who are destroying Kajiado's environment.
Go out, yeah.
And when it rains, they're stuck.
Now you see, people are moving also. Probably you were living in an estate. So you buy a piece of land in Kitengela, you come to the side, you cut down trees. You find that in that area when you bought it had 30 trees.
Yeah.
So you cut 20 or 25, only 5 are remaining. And you say, I don't like these ones, I'll plant others.
Where?
Uh-huh.
On the rooftop, what?
That is very savage.
There's a conversation I had with the former governor of Kisii County, Governor Ongwae, and he was talking about how the people in Kisii right now are overpopulated, and with the Kisii tradition, once a boy marries, they usually given their portion of land.
Yes.
And he was like, right now there's no land to even give the young boys. And he was advocating for actually county governments to put up a policy where you see in your village compound, so there's usually boma ya mama, then boma ya kijana mkubwa, then the different
Mudogo,
bomas.
yes.
So instead of having these different houses, these different homes, people need to put up flats. So probably down ground floor is the parent, first floor.
Where?
Yes, and then this remaining land, you practice farming on it. Because if you give this person this portion of land and then this other one, where will you do your farming? Where will you get your food? Where will you get a source of income?
So in short, we continue living just like a community, in as much as they're
That's
married.
what China is doing.
So now we put all our herds of cattle in one area.
Yes.
Then we farm on one area.
Yes, and then you put up a flat. Someone on the ground floor, first floor, like that. Then once you're finished with making the flats, you put another kind of farming on the rooftop.
But Jackie, why not, if at all you have married and you are able to buy land, why not buy land somewhere else and go and relocate?
Where have you seen the land? Have you seen land here in Kajiado? There's no land. There's no land. And right now, the current state of affairs in Kajiado is there's the issue of human-wildlife conflicts. Most people are coming to do their constructions here. If you go to the sides of Namanga, Isinya, you'll be able to see the livestock, the zebras, the antelopes. I'm giving you like 15 years. Those wildlife will not be there. You'll just be seeing houses and flats. Even kinds of farming, you won't see any kind of farming on these roads. Yes.
So what do we need to do?
That's the sad state of affairs.
So
the government needs to step up, come up with new mechanisms of how we can still continue to live in good homes, but we have our livestock that is well taken care of, and continue practicing our agriculture the way it should be done. Yeah.
What about probably trying to limit the rural-urban migration? Is that something that is workable?
That one you cannot limit. It's like telling people, you stay in your country, don't go to another country.
Why not stay in your own country then?
How will you get exposure? You need to see what other people are doing for you to learn.
You can go visit, not go and just stay there.
Why?
Because now you're moving from one area and you come to this other area and you cut down trees, not knowing that the trees that you have cut in that area is affecting like probably 1,000 kilometers on every side. You see, north, south, east, and west. You're affecting 1,000 kilometers on each other side. Yes.
I don't think locking ourselves in one region could be a solution. The solution lies with the government and people's mindset, because as much as we are waiting for the government to come up with solutions, we are the ones who are feeling that pain of the effects of climate change.
And in as much as you're talking about policies, the ones that have been put in place, are they working so that we can add others. You know, everything starts with a step. Okay?
Yeah.
So we push something. Probably if it's talking to the pastoralists, please reduce the number. Okay? Then we take the next step. They have reduced the number. Now practice indigenous farming. Practice this. Are those policies working so far?
There's a conversation we had with the CC of Agriculture, Jacqueline Cohen, because she's the one who has been talking to the pastoralist people, trying to tell them to reduce the animals. And she was like, there are two kinds of people. There are those who will see where you're heading, and those who are stuck at the current state. So it's the people themselves to choose, because we are telling you, there's a conversation I had you talking yesterday about ile mvua ya mchanga.
Yes.
When you see that mvua ya mchanga, what does it tell? It's going to rain. Or
No.
what does it say?
No, it doesn't say anything. Sometimes it's that season. Probably, I think it mostly comes during August. You see, it's cold. It's not raining at that time. But now the wind is up and down, up and down, up and down. And it goes like that up until the season where it's supposed to start raining. It doesn't rain. It still continues. So utasikia mtu amesema
No, wait.
ile mvua ya mchanga imekuja, like ni
Ngojea.
mvua
Like
imenyesha.
it rains like rain.
It doesn't rain like
How
rain, but
often
it's-
does it do it?
It's like a
Does
whirlwind.
it-
It's a whirlwind, and it's very
From
frequent.
morning till...
No, it has intervals, but it's frequent. So you find
So like there's a season ya mchanga huko kwenu?
no, see, utatuambia vizuri, but yeah.
Hakuna kitu kile nilikuwa nataka kusema ni venye nimeshikilia.
Nitazima, takumute sahi. I will mute you. Yes. Now it's that it happens. It's frequent, and you find that everywhere it's just dusty. It's dusty. You're driving, and then phew,
You have to stop, like you let the wind pass.
Yes, it's like a windstorm. That's a very good word. Yes, a windstorm.
Mko sure hakuna mali mliendewa?
Producer, can we?
I've never seen such a thing. Probably I've seen it, but it only happens once. Not like a season.
No, it's
A whole
it's like
season.
a season. It's a season. In as much as it's not a whole month, it is frequent during that time.
So like when it passes, even you get the vumbi on your
Yes,
eyelids. and-
not even in your eyelids, even your hair. So if you're wearing a wig, you remember that day there was a lot of wind in Nairobi, and the people were drawing the ninis, what do we call them, the fake eyelashes on cars, and they're everywhere, and wigs. You remember, and people were saying, wasichana wa Nairobi sasa
Leo sasa
wamesumbuka.
mmepatikana.
Yes, because someone, even their face is dusty, and then the eyelashes are everywhere, the fake eyelashes, they're
Oh my
everywhere on
God.
the wind.
Oh my God.
Yes, and the wigs also. Yes.
Okay. Sawa.
Yes,
I didn't
and-
know there's such a season.
Yes, there is actually, there is.
Kwani, what causes that? Is it that there's a lot of deforestation in your area, or what?
That actually happened a lot, and I saw it a lot in a town called Emali.
Ah.
And you find that in that area, it's the red soil. And they have, and just from, I think it's from what we are saying, overgrazing, because that area originally belonged to the pastoralist group. Okay? And cows are even in the soko. You know, mtapitana tu. So it's that. And then plus now, urbanization. People are building roads and buildings. So you find the land where it was supposed to be, there was supposed to be good farming, there is no farming. Nothing is growing. So you find that there's a lot of that happening. So there's no arable land again.
But that is interesting, because me, when I usually hear of soil erosion, I only imagine that it's rainwater that carries away the topsoil. But now this one for the whirlwind,
Yeah,
it's
it
another
does.
it's another kind of soil
Imagine
erosion.
it does,
that
and you
I've
see now
never
it carries now the topsoil again.
Yeah.
So how are you going to cultivate there?
You It can't.
Yeah.
Because the topsoil is usually the richest.
Yes, so it is that, and it is serious, by the way. You should just see it and find that it is different. But once you move to out of that area, a few kilometers,
Yeah.
you're growing. They are growing papayas and mangoes. Very good.
Yeah, because I've been to
Very
Emali and I thought they also do tomatoes and onions. Like they're the top growers of
But you see now
horticulture
that
in Kenya.
Jackie, that is in the area as you're going to Tanzania, Tarakea and those areas.
Hey.
So you see now that area, it's different. The soil is the same,
Yeah.
but you find that I think the management is different as compared to this other side.
Yeah, because Tarakea, we were there, and there's that channel of water that comes from Mount Kilimanjaro. They have really made a very nice path for the water to flow all the way.
And
it
a good-
actually moves from TZ all the way to Taita Taveta.
And a good thing is, once you go to that area, the water there is sweet because it's from Mount Kilimanjaro.
Can it be drunk?
Yeah, it's fresh water. So even the houses, yes, Jackie, the people who have houses there, they have fresh water.
Okay.
They have fresh water, very sweet.
Not like us who are buying
Huko ni London, ukifungua mfereji, you're drinking water straight from the tap.
from Mount Kilimanjaro. Kwani how much water comes from that mountain?
I think it's a lot of water, but it's reducing over time. Yes.
Because of the urbanization and
Exactly.
the human activities.
Yes,
that
and this is
happen
the
there.
urbanization we are trying to deduce. We are trying to get to it.
But you know, as much as we talk of urbanization being causing a negative impact on our soils, at the end of the day, you know, people are new children are being born on a daily basis, and we are evolving. Like at the end of the day, we need to live. We cannot start living like wild animals.
We need to. We need to.
So yeah, we need to get new ways of how we can live in good homes and still continue practicing agriculture.
I also feel, and I am thinking that if policies were stringent, you know, the way it's strict policies, very strict policies, in that if you don't do this, then this will happen. If these policies are there, even those children you say that are coming, they will know this is what we were taught.
Yeah.
Okay. For example, this is something simple. A broom. You remember our African mothers, broom iko kwa barabara. Ukivuka, she picks it and hits you with it. So you will know that leaving it there is bad. So you will take it and put it in a good place.
Yeah.
It is just like that. What are we teaching ourselves? What are we teaching our children?
But you also need to remember that we are still in Kenya. There are people who have built homes on top of water bodies.
Yes.
How did that happen when you have policies?
So you're saying that now you're saying that these bodies that are supposed to do, and this is probably from the construction bodies to the environmentalists, they are not working together. They are not in sync.
I wouldn't say they are not in sync,
But
me what I know is, okay, let's not even talk about the issue of homes on top of water bodies. We've just touched on Nairobi River,
Yes.
and how people are destroying it. Is it that we don't have a water resource management authority that actually is tasked on ensuring that our rivers, the cleanliness and the management and everything of those rivers is well taken care of?
we have. Now, what is the consistency of that? We have those bodies. And actually, Mr. Ferdinand Waititu was tasked with that, cleaning of the Nairobi River.
In this new regime?
Yes, the new one.
Really?
Yes.
We need to find him and ask him some few questions. Yes, mimi kama mimi kwanza, I'm very much aggrieved. And
Because why are you aggrieved? Did you eat something and you polluted yourself?
Guy, did you just tell me that?
I'm sorry.
Really?
I just need to know.
No, there are parts of the river that I don't know if you've managed to visit different parts of that river. There's the part of that river that passes through Mudhurwa market. That part is actually dry, completely dry. There's no water.
And there's the other area in Ngara. There's that part also.
Yes,
Yes.
it's green. The water is there, but it's green. if you go to this other side of Allsops on your way to Thika Road,
Yes.
is it Allsops? Not Allsops. What is this place called? Before you get to Allsops, there's also that part of that river. People throw dirt, all the dirt that is picked in those sides of Umoja, those sides of Buruburu, they is usually dumped into that river. So all the dirt goes all the way to Dandora. Dandora, all the chemicals and everything, because that's where we have the heap
Dump
sites.
site, yes.
So all the dirt is there. You can imagine, and this water is the same water that is supposed to be recycled and I think taken back to people's homes. So what are people drinking?
Dirty water.
Pollution.
Pollution. Pollution. I can imagine. And now that you've touched on drinking water, I remember it has taken me to a sad story where a lady was killed and put in the tank.
No. Let's not go there. No. I'll get nightmares.
Yes.
No.
And the residents of the area cooking with the water, drinking the water, yes.
She stayed there for how long?
I don't know for how long, but up until the meat was moving out of the bones. Yeah. Yes. So yes, we really need to take care of our environment and just. I did not have to imagine that.
I moved from that story.
Yes. Yes. I mean, it's quite sad because if that water is being recycled, what is happening such that it cannot be cleaned?
That's a conversation we need to have, and we'll actually get those people in charge of our water resources to come give us the answers to all these questions and make us understand what exactly and what can people do to probably restore all our water resources and even cleaning up
Oh yeah, because
our water sources.
yes, because Jackie, tomorrow we'll be discussing about soil management. So yeah, we have told you all that, but again, we come back to the management because we can't give something out without a solution also.
Yes.
We're just trying to get to understand what can we do better. But I think it's a good move that the president has said in every public function there will be planting of trees.
Ah, nice.
So any event that he attends, the deputy president attends, the cabinet secretaries and the permanent secretaries, all of them, there's going to be planting of trees.
How many?
200 seedlings.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a nice
That's a
idea and a nice venture.
I actually really like it. Yes. And this is a good way showing that he's leading by example.
Yes.
As the head of the state, I want to conserve the environment.
Yeah.
So he's in sync with the environment as well. And so I think that is a good move. And just probably looking at some of the comments, and Florence Mukali, who's still following us, she had asked a question about her trees. She's in Sultan, and she's asking about her trees, mango trees and orange trees. They're drying up.
We're drying.
Yeah.
We will link you up with one Abdul Aziz of Kokoli.
Yes.
He'll give you products that are very nice fertilizers that are organic. And probably you'll be able, we'll link you up with Abdul and yes, he'll sort you out on that challenge.
On that issue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So please keep the comments and the tweets coming in as we end our show. Now, Jackie, please give us your parting shot. There's a time that we need to
we need to
get
vamoose.
out.
My parting shot is like I always say, we are victims of our own doing. And as much as you're talking about soil, air pollution and water pollution, there's no one who comes from probably another planet to come and pollute all these things.
True.
We are the ones who are polluting it. And like I mentioned, it's about time we changed our mindset and our habits. If we were used to doing this kind of thing, it's about time we changed from probably eating ugali to eating rice, from probably putting large herds of livestock to reducing to a number of animals that can be able to be sustained in a certain acreage of land. If you are doing rice farming and it is not working, like the lady is talking about oranges and mangoes, try doing something else. Change your habits, change your way of doing things, and you'll find that slowly the environment will start working to our advantage.
Wow, I like that. I really like that. You have put it very well.
Yes.
But again, on my end, as I wind up the show, I'd just like to say this. Be the solution to soil pollution.
Hey, awesome. Su nini ngoma.
Gari. Niko na rhyme scheme.
Uko na rhymes.
Yes, please be the solution to soil pollution. And now follow this conversation and the one we had yesterday, because it's a build-up.
Yes.
Tomorrow it's soil management, and on Friday it's the creme de la creme,
Yes.
soil regeneration.
Yes, and tomorrow we'll be having a very interesting discussion with people from CropNuts. They're the ones who are in charge of doing soil testing and soil sampling. They'll be coming in to tell us exactly what our soils look like, the status of our soils countrywide, what's the pH, what is ailing, the main factor that is contributing to our soil degradation. And yes, if you have any questions, if you want to talk to them, post on our social media platforms, and we will most definitely post those questions to Jeremy and some of the people who will be coming in from CropNuts, just to explain to us the status of our soils.
Most definitely. Please stay tuned for that. Quite interesting. And our social media handles: on Facebook, it is Afarmers Media; on Twitter at Afarmers Media; on YouTube, Afarmers Media; and on Instagram, Afarmers_media. Please keep the questions coming about our soil testing and all that, because tomorrow is going to be a hyped day. From my end,
There's that proverb of the day I'd seen somewhere. I don't know if you managed to see it.
oh yeah,
About the Zimbabweans who are talking about soil,
uh-huh.
and I don't know, CJ.
Zimbabweans are talking about soil,
Yes.
and they say that knowledge is a garden. If it isn't cultivated, you cannot harvest it.
Why? Deep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That is from Jackie.
It's not from me. I saw it somewhere. I saw it somewhere, and Makio came and told me another one. That you cannot question the smell of a
The
person,
person
who is
who's
carrying you.
Now how can you?
Aye.
Imagine that person is using their energy to carry you, their strength, their stamina, and you're saying that they are smelling. If it is sweaty, just please hold your breath until we get there. I'm carrying you.
Let's end the show.
Our proverb of the day: knowledge is a garden. If it is not cultivated, you cannot harvest it. And as I said, be the solution to soil pollution. Have a nice day. My name is Christine Mutindi.
And I'm Jackie Mo. See you in the evening. 3
Bye
to 5.
bye.
Bye.